Bearded Rogue here again. We went over what I got at Gen Con and what was awesome at Gen Con, and what did I get to see that was really cool? Well, I got to see the people from Cardboard Fortress. They had Resistor there. They had a huge tournament, and I got to see the very end. It was a super tense, nail-biting finish. And that game really produces good tournaments. I'm really excited to see that become a thing going forward. Level 99 picked them up. They're fantastic people. They're amazing designers, artists. I love both of them so very much. So it was really good to be able to be there for that. They were the first people I ran into at the con that I knew, and also the last people that I saw before I left. They kind of bookended the day very nicely for me, and it's always great to see both of them. The new hotness, the new game that I checked out. So there's this game called Trove. That's Trove, the Crystal Caverns. You can find it on Board Game Geek. It's amazing. I got to play it with the amazing Stephanie Straw. She was sitting next to me playing the dragon and eating all my goblins. And that's the thing that I love about this game. It's an asymmetric dungeon crawler. I love asymmetric games. I love games with different roles and different player powers. This one's completely asymmetric. One player's playing the knight going into the dungeon, one player's playing the goblins that occupy the dungeon, one player's playing the dragon that sleeps in the dungeon, and then if all four players are there, one of them is playing the dungeon, actually playing the cave. And they all have unique end game mechanics that let them win or lose. They all have unique in-game mechanics on how they operate, and each role is fairly simple, but how they integrate and intermesh and interweave is really awesome. The designer, David Somerville, and the publisher, Patrick Leader, of Leader Games. I got to do a demo. It was fantastic. I got to talk to them a little bit about it, both before and during the convention. It was on my radar already, so I sought it out specifically because it really seemed like something that I was going to love, and I did. I love it. It's going to be coming to Kickstarter soon. Check it out. Absolutely check it out. It's, it scales down with the number of players. So in a 2-player game you have knight and goblins, in a 3-player game you have knight, goblins, and dragon, and then in the 4-player game you add the cave. So it's got its own unique setup as far as all of that goes. It's really awesome, and you should definitely check it out. The other things that I saw at Gen Con that were really cool, let me think. Individual things. Well, I talked about Codenames in my last video. I probably should have saved it for this one, but Codenames is awesome. Get Codenames. Play Codenames. Bring Codenames everywhere. It's a fantastic game. Tiffany, the One Tar, and Steve are the ones who kind of introduced me to it, and I got to play it with a whole bunch of awesome people. And we played it at the Ram, which the Ram was a cool experience, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that game, and it was pretty cool. Let me see what else. I got to eat at Scotty's Brewhouse. Scotty's Brewhouse is really good. I ate a pulled pork barbecue sandwich with macaroni and cheese on it. And if that doesn't sound like one of the most awesome things you could ever put in your mouth, then I don't know who you are. Or you might be a vegetarian, in which case, fair enough. But it was amazing. I loved it. I went there with Ace from the Dallas-Fort Worth Nerd Nighters, and Hammer. I got to meet Hammer for the first time. He's been much talked about in the podcast, but I'd never actually met him or talked to him. So it was awesome hanging with those guys over lunch. And just chilling and talking about gaming and the convention and Nerd Nighters and charities and helping people and Daredevil and, all sorts of nerd stuff. It was fantastic, and it was a really good break in the middle of the day. To get there, I actually took one of the bike taxis, and if you have not taken a bike taxi in Indianapolis, you totally should. I was very skeptical at first, but the dude was super awesome and helpful and got me there with no problems, with all of my swag that I was carrying around intact, with no issues at all. He was totally great, and they work for tips, so I wasn't exactly sure what to hook him up with, but he was very happy with what I gave him. So all around positive experience. Bike taxis, people, they're a thing. I don't know. Let's see, what else? What else was awesome during the day? Well, my ride was awesome. I rode up with Philip Dubarry, who's done a little bit of everything with everybody, it seems. He was going up there for the day with his daughter, and I went ahead and hitched a ride with them, and it was great driving up there with them and driving back. Got to hang out with them for a while. At the end of the day, got to see some of his prototypes in action and everything, and Philip's a fantastic guy. He's really approachable and really easy to talk to, and really likes helping other designers, and it's very fortunate for me that he lives in my area, but he's a really great dude, and I'm really glad that I was able to head up there with them, because it meant that I definitely got to see him, since even though we live in the same area, I don't get to see him nearly as often as I would like. Let's see, who else was awesome that I hung out with? I mean, there are so many people. I'm going to forget someone, and I'm going to apologize right now that I'm going to forget someone. I mean, I tried to tag everybody I could think of in my Twitter posts earlier, but I don't know that I was able to manage. There are just so many people that are at Gen Con that are awesome. You know, the day went by in a bit of a whirlwind. Like, I came in and got in the hall, got what I wanted, got to see Trove, walked around, bumped into some people, did talked to people, hung out and everything. I did get to sit down and play my game Elements with Andrew from Foam Brain Games, and that was a lot of fun. I really appreciate having the opportunity to follow up with him after the speed dating event at Origins, and he was very gracious in giving me some time to play the game, and everything went pretty well. We'll see, what happens with it, but it was definitely a great opportunity. I didn't get to play any other prototypes at. I didn't get to play any other prototypes while I was at Gen Con. Everything else that I brought with me stayed in my bag for the most part. I was able to build the robots at the end of the night and show it to people, but we had to get back on the road, and there wasn't enough time to actually play through a game. So that feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity, but hopefully I can keep playtesting here, and I can get a print and play together, and get some other people from all over the country to check it out and give me some feedback, because that's what it really needs at this point. It's kind of at the alpha stage where everything works, it ends, there's, all the mechanics function, but it really needs some plays to kind of hammer it out, what's good and fun, and what's extra and not necessary, and it'll get there, but I'm really excited about that design. It came together really quickly, so I brought it with me. I brought several of my other designs with me, but I'm not going to go into those here. I'll save that material for other videos. But I did get to play Elements, and that was fun. That's always fun, but it was cool to share something I designed with somebody else. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I mean, it feels like there's so many more things I could say. Walking around with Bebo and watching her purchase jewelry and fancy coins and all sorts of awesome things, and her amazing Imperial Settlers t-shirt was a blast. Hanging out near the Gale Force 9 booth talking to Rhiannon was excellent. Tim Jeanette was kind enough to let me stop him and talk his ear off a little bit. I really love his reviews. He reviews the kinds of games that I like to play. So he's on the Dice Tower. He releases his videos there. Watch him if you aren't already. He's a really down-to-earth, great guy, and I like a lot of the games that he does. So yeah, I know that I'm gonna forget somebody, and it's gonna make me feel horrible once I realize who it is, so maybe I'll mention them in one of the blogs later on this week. again, everybody that I interacted with at Gen Con, like everybody in this community, is super fantastic and awesome, and I love you all, and I can't wait until I get to see you all again. I'll talk to you later. Bye.